Hello everybody, and welcome back. It's your boy, GTRC here, GT45 Gaming. How are we all doing today? First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience this week as we've now got the upgrade in place here for GT45 Gaming. So I really hope you guys enjoy the broadcast tonight. I gotta tell you, the picture is amazing. The PS5 version of GT7 is incredible. I'm in awe. It's very, very, very visually stimulating. It's hard not to get distracted. So if you lose me for a minute or two, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just in awe at what I'm staring at here right now in front of me. It's really given me a whole new look at the way this game is truly designed to be. And if this is what we are supposed to get from Gran Turismo 7, wow. But we're here for the GTRC, ladies and gentlemen. It is the BMW E30 mini series. It's the championship series. It's just a mini series. It runs for, I believe, 5 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. This is round 2. We're at Red Bull Ring. I believe it's soft tires required here for this series, if I'm not mistaken. It could be mediums, but it is a 3-in-3 tire and fuel consumption setup, and it is going to be a 1-hour endurance race as well, ladies and gentlemen. So it looks to be like we have 12 on track here today, and you can see they're just setting the lobby up here right now. And they're just giving instructions. So what we've done is we've changed the qualifying this week, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little bit of an issue from getting from qualifying into race with the qualifying race setup in the lobby. So we're going back to our old school setup here at the GTRC. We're going to give these guys a set amount of laps to hot lap on, and that is going to be it. They're going to see all the drivers park at the end of turn 1, and that will be qualifying. They'll get a slight little break, and then we'll fire the race off. So we're trying to avoid a couple of complications we ran into last week with the GT4 series. You live, you learn. Sometimes the old ways are better than the new ways, and we're going to go back to old style qualifying. So the driver's going to get 7 qualifying laps here today at Red Bull Ring, and that equates to 10 minutes worth of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. So hey, what's up? Everybody's starting to come in now, lighting it all up. Hey, coming in with the like, Chris with the like, Vic with the like. How's everybody doing? My alert box is not on. There we go. Alright, I need your help, chat. We got to make sure that all the audios are rocking and rolling here. Let me check what we have going down. Alright, so this is going to be qualifying here now, chat. So let me know how this game sound, my sound, make sure everything's, you know, what it was before we had to shut down here this week. Make sure everything's fantastic. If not, let me know. We'll make some quick adjustments for everybody. And hopefully we have it dialed in 100p before the race. So let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. First man out on track is THG Tron Colby with Doug right beside. So this is just qualifying. So I think Doug wants to get out in front of Tron here. That is actually the case as we see him coming into technically turn 3 here at Red Bull Ring. I'm just going to bring up a little bit of information for everybody. Get that off. And right there. Alright. So, Doug leading out the pack here in qualifying. Doug Barrow in the Labatt's car. Leading off the chase here. Don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Bo Snipe here in second place. We have Tron Colby following very close behind here in third. This is just qualifying, so they're just using slip. And oh my goodness, I'm just really enthralled with how the liveries look and how crazy these cars look right now on the racetrack. My goodness. Yo, how's the new hardware treating you? Glad you're back, Bubba. Evening, how you doing, Paul? Paul coming in with that thumbs up as well. Yeah, how's it look, chat? How's it look? Oh, I bet you it looks so much better than on the PS4 from your point of view as well. I know it looks amazing on my point of view. It's going to be really hard not to get distracted today, but we have Type R here in 4th place. We have Apex Bar in 5th on the track right now, Oliver in 6th. We got Tap in 7th, Chip in 8th. We've got Hair Razor here in 9th. We've got Danny Boy in 10th. Not sure who this driver is. Interesting. So it looks like a new face here. And then we got Eber here in a classic Castrol GTX livery here on this car. So Bo Snipe first across the line here. We're going to be on our official hot laps here now, ladies and gentlemen. Can you go full screen rather than the 3 boxes? Oh yeah, sorry my dudes. Thanks for the heads up, bro. There you go. How's that? Is that better? There we go. Oh, I'm not sure what happened to Bo Snipe there, but I wasn't watching. Looked like he got a little outside the corner and got himself spun around there. So that's going to ruin his first lap of the day, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, you know, that's the way it goes in racing. So you don't get it right and tight. You're going to make those mistakes. It's going to cost you tenths of seconds, or full seconds in this case. But he's still got 6 more laps to make up for it, so no big deal here. Feeling a little bit of pressure, perhaps. Hey, love it, Chris. Love it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got Ian coming in with that like and the share as well. Much love, my bride. Much love. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We're glad to be back. We missed everybody, so always a scary moment when you have a major piece of equipment go down on you, but hey, you know, much love to the community. This isn't possible without the community, and I got nothing but love to say about that, because if it wasn't for the community, we wouldn't be live right now this second today. The community stepped in absolutely just big time, and the upgrade is due to the community. So thank you guys and gals out there, every single one of you, so much. The undying support is amazing, and well, hey, the bonus, we get some 1080p quality stream video for everybody now. Yeah, boy. All right, so it's gonna be Tap coming across the line here in pole. Currently, we have Oliver Smiley going to sit in second. We got Trone Kobe still sitting third. Bar 27 here in 4th place, with Hair Razor popping up in the 5th. Type R in 6th. We've got Chip in 7th. We've got Doug in, he jumped up there somewhere, 10th, sorry, he jumped down somewhere. We have Bo Snipe at 11th. We've seen he is struggling here at qualifying. So Tap right now, fastest man on the racetrack, 138.146. Bar saying hi to Barry R there on the right hand side of turn 3. And these cars are spicy. They're hard to drive, ladies and gentlemen. These are road cars. Good luck, lads. Happy 128 watching. Hey, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good, my man. Oliver here in 3rd place, looking pretty good too as well. A fast group of drivers here in the BMW series this season too, so it's very competitive, it's very spicy. We got again Bar 27 here, and well, this qualifying lap is unfortunately ruined for him. We got the Martini livery here on Hair Razor. Oh my, there's some well done liveries on these cars here today. We got a little Hoonigan livery on this car too. I did notice that a little earlier on, so a little love to of course the late and great Mr. Ken Block. Type R here in 6th place with Chip Reese in the Cole Trickle mellow yellow there, I think. Oh no, that wasn't Chips. My bad. Who's in the mellow yellow car? It's Tap in the mellow yellow car. Alright, fantastic. Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Hey, oh, we got to get a huge love up in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a hashtag Chris up in the chat. Let's show this boy some love. Get some hearts up in the chat. Coming in with a 310 star bomb, my dude, man. Seriously, you guys, stop. The PlayStation 5 is already enough. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support, my guy. You are truly a legend, man. Cheers, brother. Absolute legend, man. Glad you're back doing what you love to do. Me too. Me too. I'm excited because it's going to look so much better now with this PS5 version. So Scott Arthur coming with that thumbs up as well. Much love, everybody. You guys, seriously, man, you're going to try and make me break down live on the stream here today. Let's not do that, all right? Let's not do that. Oh, man. Wow. I am loving this. So this makes it even so much better when we have such, when I've got such amazing quality to look at. Wow, we're in for a treat when they get this right, ladies and gentlemen, and when everybody starts finally being able to get the affordability and get those PlayStation 5s that they all want. Yeah, this game's evolution, I think, is there. I think it really is. Seeing what I'm seeing already, I haven't had a chance to play yet on it, but we'll do all that testing for sure this weekend at some point, because I do have a race tomorrow night, so interested to see the difference now in that side of the game. But visually, wow, night and day, loving it. They have really done a great job visually with this game, with the release of this game. It is quite incredible. We already got the lights coming on in these cars, and even the lights look amazing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, Type R here, 10th, because I'm sorry guys, you're stuck with the broadcaster truly just re-falling in love with his PlayStation and his video games right now. I'm really digging this. This is fantastic. So we got Doug coming around. He's back up in the P2 here. We're going to see a couple more laps out of these drivers yet, ladies and gentlemen. But the fastest man on the track still is Tap. And he's been proven to be a very worthy opponent this season in both the series here as well. You can see Doug's got 3 stars there on that lower back part of the left and right skirts of this car here as well. And he is purple as he's coming into turn 3 here. So trying to put some pressure on that fastest lap put down by Tap. We got Eber who's now up into third. We've got Hair Razor into fourth. We've got Oliver into fifth. We've got Bo, who we know is pole sitter, sitting, sorry, not pole sitter, up into sixth. We got Tron in seventh, Bar into eighth, Danny Boy into ninth, Type R in 10th, and Chip here in 11th. He's got the Raiders livery going on here today. So a little Oakland fan, loving the PS5 so far, my guy. I haven't even really gotten to enjoy it yet because obviously the priority is the content for everybody. So we'll take some time here over the next couple days and definitely put it to work and really see what we got. So. Alright, Tap is catching up to whichever driver that is up in front of him. I believe that's Oliver here. So the drivers are all spread out a little bit here. Let's find ones that are closest to the line. We have Bo and Bar coming up to the line here. I believe that's Trone coming around to the start-finish line here right now. Let's jump on board with Trone as the 139. He's still sitting in 7th. Bar's coming around here. He's currently sitting in 8th. Let's see what he's got here as he comes around the final corner. This might be an improvement on that time here. We'll see. No. Alright, Bar moving up into 5th there. We got Oliver here. He's coming around in 6th. Ooh, getting a little bit spicy on that second last corner there. A little bit of that curbing. And a little too much throttle at the wrong time can definitely put the car sideways around the racetrack, which causes a little bit of problem there. Penalty for him, so that's not going to improve his lap. And we got Trone coming around the final corner here right now as well. And then we got Doug following up. Doug's currently sitting in 3rd. His Hair Razor's found 2nd place here most recently as well. We're going to stay with Trone and Doug here as they both come across the line and see if they improve on their time. So a little uncharacteristic to see Trone that far off the pace of the leaders here. Just maybe not jiving with the track in the car here today. It's hard to say what's going on, but we definitely know that Trone's got some pace here to compete in the series as well. And he's got that classic Cleveland Browns livery sitting there as always. So we love to see it, Trone. We really do. Ooh, Doug coming around all kinds of spicy there as we're coming through the S's here, coming uphill into the final sector of Red Bull Ring here. And I mean, it's a pretty crazy little sector, so we're going to stay on with Trone here. Nothing's changed up top yet. So we got a 139.6 from Trone here, and he really hasn't been able to hook up his best lap, and we're not going to see it here, I don't think, either, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like this is going to be a 39 or 40 potentially. Where is Doug as he's coming across? He is going to jump up into 2nd, so 38.339 here from Doug Barrow. Tap still sitting there with a 38.1, so a couple tenths off there is Doug. Hair Razor here still in 3rd place with a 38.694. Ibra is best as a 39 flat. Bo is a 39.1, so 2nd off the leader here. Bar is a 39.4. He definitely doesn't improve on that lap. Definitely a mistake made there. Oliver coming around here. He's at a 140. Where's Trone? 39.5. So he did improve on that lap, however. Danny Boy, it's a 140. Type R with a 147.98. Just very close between those two drivers. Chip is there with a 141. So he just hasn't. Some of these guys just haven't locked in that perfect lap yet. Hey bro, glad to see you streaming today. Hey, what's up Joe? How you doing, my dude? Thank you, much love. Appreciate you coming in. And Big Time Mike as well. Top admin, ladies and gentlemen. Top admin. Oh, damn, you guys, don't. You guys are killing me today. Doug Barrow here in 2nd place. We got Hair Razor. Ooh, Hair Razor got it wrong. So he's not going to improve there after that mistake. So where's Tap? He's sitting. Let's stay with Doug here and see if we can get that pole position. Paymate coming in with a 500 stars. Let's get a hashtag Peyton up in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some hearts up in the chat. That MacMillan showing big time love. GT45 back in action, folks. I appreciate you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. Let's go. Bar says Paymate. Hey, let's just go check over on the GTRC YouTube here. Make sure we're not missing all the love over there. We are good. We're not missing anything new. We love to see it. Hope everybody's having a good day, good weekend. I know it's been an exhausting night. I was up till about 3 this morning getting ready to try and be ready for the broadcast today, but we're here. So there we go. Doug does not improve. He is going to sit in 2nd. You can see all the drivers coming at the end of turn 1 here now. This is the ruling, so they get 7 laps, and then it is coming to turn 1. and pull it off the track. So we know Hair Razor's not going to improve. We've seen him have an incident there. So let's sit with on board with Ibra here and see if Ibra can improve on his time here. See if he can steal pole position. And it doesn't look like it based off his time coming off exit here. He is going to use a little slipstream there, but oh, it is an improvement. It's going to just jump him ahead of Hair Razor there, put him up into P3. So that was a pretty good finishing lap there for Ibra, utilizing Hair Razor's mistake to his advantage there to gain racing position. Danny's still sitting in 9th, and let's see what Chip has as he comes around here. It's not going to be an improvement. So our lineup is as follows. Pole sitter is Tap, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Barrow will start in 2nd place. Right behind our pole sitter will be Ibra, and beside him will be Hair Razor. Row 3 will be Bow Snipe. Sitting beside him will be Bar 27 in 6th place. In row 4 will be Oliver Smalley, and right beside him will be Trollen Kobe. Sitting in row 5 is Danny Boy. Sitting beside him will be Type R, and rounding out the final and 5th row here today is Chip Race here in this one-make BMW E30 series. So showing a little love to some classics here are the GTRC over the next 5 weeks. So settle back in. This should be an interesting race here at Red Bull Ring. It is random weather, ladies and gentlemen, in the series, so we really don't know what to expect as far as the weather goes, and that's what makes it even more exciting, ladies and gentlemen. So let's settle in, kick them tires, light them fires. Let's get ready to go race it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a family-friendly broadcast. The kids are most certainly welcome to come and hang out with us. We promise we will behave ourselves here and just bring everybody some pretty fast, great racing action. So we're going to see some guys jump into pit, come back across the live timing line. They might be changing tires or just preparing for the race. They'll have just a short little break to get any final adjustments and tune-ups done on their race cars. And then it's going to be race time. So settle in, because it's going to be a good one. 1 hour endurance race, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to stifle everybody's, we're not going to take the information away from you. We're just going to show it as is here today and let everybody enjoy what we got going down here at GTRC Gran Turismo Racing Community. I am GT45 Gaming, your host for the evening, and I hope we're all ready for some fun racing action. Also, everybody, if you don't mind doing me a solid, do me a favor here, hit that like and that share, whether you're on the Facebook or the YouTube channels. It just helps us grow. It's free for us to do. And if you really enjoy the racing, you want to keep seeing great racing content from not only GTRC but other great racing leagues around the world here and North America, hit that subscribe or follow button. Turn on all those live notifications. You'll never miss another racing moment here from GT45 Gaming or the GTRC Gran Turismo Racing Community. They're always accepting new drivers. We're always accepting new people into the Discord server. And we don't actually have that graphic here, but you know what? We can bring it. We can bring it on over. So let's do that, shall we? A little streamer magic live. Little streamer magic live. Alright, so this is not a specific banner. This is the banner from our GT4 series, ladies and gentlemen, but it does have the information for the Discord server on it. Or does it? It does not. Never mind. We're not going to bring it up then. I thought it had the information, so we're going to scratch that, chat. Just ignore me. Oops, we're not renaming that. Boop. Alright. Have a good race, good luck, ready. Alright, so drivers are all just checking in, they're all verifying that they're ready to go, and it's race time, ladies and gentlemen. So 11 drivers on track here today, out of the 15 available drivers that can be on track here today. So let's see what we got in store. So what I can see initially already, ladies and gentlemen, is the clouds are already coming in here at Red Bull Ring, so the track is cooling down. Is there going to be rain in the future for these drivers? 1 hour at Red Bull Ring, anything can happen. Clean and consistent, boy, get her done. Let's go, Bar, you got this, man. Stay focused. Apex Bars guys are in the house in full force here. This Apex team always showing that love there to their drivers. We love that. Love to see that. We got Rob saying, well done, Steve. The misses, let's go Tap. Hey, there we go. Now the fans are coming out. Now we're loving it. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's race time. Kick them tires, light them fires, time to go racing. 3, 4, got 5 reds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how she goes. And on board with our pole sitter Tap here. Doug gets a pretty good start though. You can see he got that second gear shift off a little bit quicker than Tap did. He's going to go up the inside here. That should give him first place here. Let's see. No contact made. He cuts that curve. That might be a penalty for Doug Barrow there, though. However, let's see what happens as we're coming around the corner here. But it is going to be Tap moving into second place. So Doug Barrow very early on taking the lead away from Tap. However, what we do know about Doug Barrow is he likes to control the race pace. So he is in the position that he would optimally be in as a personal preference for this driver. He likes to be in the lead. He likes to try and control the pace of the race. If he's controlling the pace of the race, and he's controlling the race, and that's just the way he likes it. Every driver's a little bit different. He doesn't mind the pressure. So in a spot that he really does enjoy to be in very early on the race. So that could be a bad thing for these drivers because he is a very, very tough competitor here. So as we're coming in around turns 4 and 5 here, we're going to be heading into the S's. It is, ooh, Tap getting it a little bit wrong there, and that's going to allow Bo Snipe now in third place to gain a little bit of ground here. Let's move through our field. We have Oliver Smalley here as well in 4th place, just tucked in behind here. We've got Ibra in 5th. We've got Hair Razor here in 6th. We've got Apex Bar here in 7th. We've got Type R in 8th. Danny Boy in 9th. Mr. Trone Kobe in 10th place here. And Chip Reese right there in behind. So there's our top 11. Moving back to the field here, we do get to the race lead. And it is Doug Barrow in the lead. Again, he likes to be in this position. You can see very quickly he's already trying to break the slipstream here from this driver. So I'm just going to wait to see if I can actually get TV cameras once we get through this first lap here. No? Alright, so it's going to make me jump out. Unfortunately, some things still are broken. That's just the way it is. No, that's the wrong one. I want that one. Alright, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. TV crew's back in action here. I tell you, man, they just don't want to work. You got to kick them off those chairs and get them to put the donuts and coffee down, and then they get back behind the cameras. You know, I don't know. I think we gotta maybe downsize the budget of the TV crew here. They never want to do the job at the beginning of the race. I don't know. There you go. Fair warning, PD. Better get your camera crews back up to snuff. Tap here in 2nd place. Bo Snipe in 3rd. We got a nice little thick, juicy, tight group mid-pack here. So let's stick with this for a minute as Bo Snipe's in the lead of that pack there in 3rd. Ibra's very close behind, but he has Oliver Smalley just tucked right in underneath that Castrol bumper there. So here we go. You can see some love showing on all these cars. Liveries look fantastic right now. Oh my, I'm in awe. I'm in awe, Chad. I'm slightly distracted just due to my visual distraction on my end of things. Apex Bar 27 here in 7th place. So this is about strategy. This is an endurance race. This is a 1-hour endurance race. I believe it's 3 times tire and 3 times fuel for this series. They are on the racing soft tires. That's the mandatory tire, I believe. So, you know, they have to think about how they're driving the cars, how hard they're driving the cars, how much they need to push early on in the race, and how much they need to sit back and just chill out and stick with that next driver in front in the mid part of the race to save fuel, save the race car a little bit, and just try not to lose unnecessary time. So we're going to see the 1st and 2nd close up and spread out and close up and spread out, but they have a little bit of a gap on the rest of the pack. Not much, 1.8 seconds, but it's quickly growing as Bo Snipe's doing everything he can to lose that mid-pack and start to gain on our 1st and 2nd place drivers in Doug Barrow and Tap. So those 2 drivers getting off to a great start here. Not saying that the rest haven't. They've just gotten off to a little bit of a better start already, kind of trying to gap themselves from the rest of the pack here. Ibra's here in 4th place. He's within that slipstream still, and Oliver right there in behind him as well here in P5. So these 3 BMWs looking very, very, well, not only very classic race car design, but looking racy at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. Hair Razor just in behind in 6th place there. He really is starting to close in on this pack as well. So I'm going to stick with Oliver here, as I was wondering if he was going to go side by side here, and it is. So let's see if he can get the job done on the outside. It's a tough spot to be here. Ibra's got the optimal line here. We're going to see the cutback from Oliver. Can he get the power down? But that's going to, again, put him on the outside of these S's entry here. So he's in the, not the ideal position. Ibra's going to go defensive here. But again, a cutback opportunity is always there for the driver trying to make the move here, but I think Ibra's going to cut that off, and he does. He makes that really tidy, but Oliver gets a good run on him here, so he's right on the back end of Ibra here, and these two are having a nice little healthy battle at the moment here on lap 3. Let's see if he can get the job done as we come into the final couple corners here at Red Bull Ring. If he doesn't get it there, he has that long straightaway to set up a move as well. So Ibra is definitely under pressure and at risk of losing P4 here to Oliver in behind. Ooh, a little bit of a slide there from Oliver, but managing to keep his momentum. So he's doing a fantastic job here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just going to go make sure the audios are all working still. Everything's looking good. Fantastic. All right. So, going to go off straight here. Is he going to move? He does not opt to pass Ibra here, so maybe I stand corrected. Maybe he doesn't feel like battling with Ibra right now is the best thing to do. Maybe he feels like if him and Ibra can tuck in and just work together, they can start to catch up to the next guy and the next guy. So that almost seems to be the case here. Now let's go check that time difference. It's just a second right now on both snipes, so they have lost a tiny little bit of time, but it's not due to battling, I don't think, here. So I guess ultimately this comes down to which driver has a little bit more pace than the other driver, and the driver that's just a little bit quicker ideally should pull out in front so the driver in behind can use the slipstream to get towed along, and then ultimately making them a little bit faster. So here we go again. Oliver on the outside coming into turn 4, and he's going to look for the cutback, and he's going to get the power down this time. He's going to get a good run here on Ibra. Ibra got a little bit of slide, a little bit of understeer coming in out of the corner there, and that cost him there as Oliver just tucks up in front. He's going to look inside there, but Oliver's going to cover that off. Not fully. He does leave a little bit of room there for Ibra to respond, but Ibra just sits in behind. Again, these drivers realize that the more battling they do, the more time they're going to lose to both snipe up in front, and of course allow Hair Razor to catch up. So a quick little battle here, quick little position flip between GR Ibra and Oliver Smalley, and Oliver Smalley now moving up into 4th place. So let's see what happens here. Bo Snipe is now moved down into 4th place as well. So Oliver very quickly making moves here up into P3, and right now this driver is looking good. Let's see if he can reel in the top 2 up front there, but it's going to be tough if he does catch him. I think he's bringing the whole pack with him. So Bo Snipe now in the 4th place. Ibra dropped down to 5th place, and Hair Razor just sitting right there in 6th place, just kind of doing his thing right now, just watching what's going on in front of him, assessing the situation, and just working on getting onto the back end of the pack here. So we got the headlights starting to come on here in these cars. Par 27 here, still sitting in 7th, about 3 seconds off the pack here. And Danny Boy in 8th with Type R tucked right in behind him, and right in behind these two drivers is Tron Colby and Chip Reese here in 11th place. So a little bit of separation in some of the field here, maybe a couple of mistakes made on the racetrack, but hey man, these are street cars, these are racing, this is old school racing. These boys didn't have all the fancy technology in these race cars that we do of course today here in 2023 now. So they're a handful to drive, and they're easy to make mistakes with, you know, and kudos to these drivers who are coming out here every week and giving it their best shot with these cars, because they are most certainly a handful. Doug Barrow in 1st place, so still, again, like I said, he likes to control the pace. He likes to be in the lead, 1.4 seconds on 2nd place driver Tap. This is our pole sitter starting the race here, but Doug got a good launch and just managed to squeak out in front, and he's been out front since. We have Oliver Smalley, who's just recently gained these 2 spots up into P3, and he's just kind of kicked it into high gear here. He's already starting to build that gap on Bo. Bo already out of slip here, a second in behind these drivers. Ibra in 5th place, much of the same thing, just about a second off of Bo Snipe there in 4th place. So just a little bit of separation here, not quite in each other's slipstream. Not helping each other out, but at the same time not allowing that driver to put pressure on you, but at the same time you're not really catching up to those guys up in front. I think these 3 drivers really do need just to hook up and really get a good train going, and I think it's a 5 or 6 way battle for 1st and 2nd place all of a sudden again. Hair Razor coming around here. You can see these cars really struggling around turn 1 here. Barra had a good exit there, and looked like as he comes out of turn 1. We've got Danny Boy coming through here. A little bit of a wiggle from him, a little wiggle from Type R. It looks like Trona got it nice and clean there, and it looks like well, we got Chip just coming into the start-finish line here, so already gaining some time back here. But Doug in the lead with that Labatt's blue car, ladies and gentlemen, and that is some old school beveraging right there, let me tell you. Nolander Gaiman coming in with that thumbs up. Heath Harding, let's go Bo Snipe. Hey, howdy y'all, let's go. Absolutely, hope everybody's having a fantastic day here today. We are with the Gran Turismo Racing community. This is their mini championship series, and they are racing the BMW E30s today, so a little classic touchback to the old BC TCC series, Tour Car Championship series. And yeah, I want to stay focused on my other league commitments and not that many hours. Yes, Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right, love to see the chat, hanging out with each other, communicating with each other. That's beautiful. Keep it going, my guys. Keep it going. So, Doug's still in the lead, 1.7 seconds, gaining a little bit of time lap by lap here, it seems, on tap, but it's not enough to really gain an advantage in pit lane here unless tap just does a really good job at, you know, saving 3, 4, 5% extra fuel or something like that. Oliver here in third, Bo in fourth, and that gap's growing as well. Ibra, much of the same thing, losing time to the fourth place driver. Hair Razor is still right there. He hasn't really lost any time to Ibra. Barr is starting to reel these guys in slowly but surely here now. Danny Boy's lost Type R slightly as well. Type R is has thrown Kobe up on his back bumper here now. And, ooh, poor Chippy there is throwing some dirt around on the racetrack coming into the S's here. So a little surprise for the boys next time around, as that outside line is going to be a little bit dirty, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't do the BMWs, but I'll be racing next weekend. We love that. We definitely love to hear that GT4 Championship Series. Really looked like it's a very popular series here. Did very, very well. So I want to say, just take a side note. I just want to step aside and say for a second, as a community member of the GTRC Gran Turismo racing community, just being a very proud member of this community, and obviously showing my support in a little bit of a different fashion. But I'm really proud of the community and the league and everything they've done here this season, getting both these new seasons up and running. They're hitting huge reach and getting great views. So, you know, with that being said, that's all thanks to everybody, you guys, the viewers. We appreciate you, and just keep doing what you guys do every week, man. We appreciate it. We love it, and you're one of the biggest reasons why it is a success. So, on behalf of GTRC, the Gran Turismo racing community, and GT45 Gaming, my community, thank you everybody for popping in and showing the love week in and week out. We can't do it without y'all. We really can't. Alright, tap here. Ooh, he gets a little bit wide there. Might be a half second. We'll have to see when he comes around here. They usually hit those penalties up before they get out. Yeah, there it is. Half second penalty there for tap. So not ideal for our second place driver here. So that's going to lose all that time he's just gained on the leader there. Oliver is 3 seconds behind those guys now, but he's still managing to keep that gap on Bo Snipe in fourth place. Ibra, much of the same thing. It's just a maintained gap here currently. Actually losing a little bit of time that time around. Hair Razor gaining time here on Ibra slowly but surely. Apex Bar is about managing at the moment. Much of the same thing. Most of these drivers, we got Trone, who's now moved around Type R, so Trone's up into P9 here, and Type R hanging out here in the backside of Trone now, so a healthy little battle between Trone and Type R here right now. Let's stick with this here. We might see a potential move coming into corner 3 here. And let's see it. Rock and roll. Side by side as we come around the kink, which is technically corner 2 here in Red Bull Ring. This is actually corner 3. It's this very tight right-hander uphill as well. So you're going to see Trone does that real well. He just keeps that nice, good, crisp line through there, and no problem. Type R comes through right in behind, and it's game on with these guys. Chip Race here, having a little bit of a rough start to his day, but getting himself around that racetrack. So back up to the race leads. Let's jump on board here with Doug as we're coming through the S's here. And you know BMW, you see it, ladies and gentlemen, it's just so classic on the dashboard. And that is totally classic BMW right there. Hey, Danny Smith, we appreciate you coming in with the big time love, coming in with that follow over on the Facebook page. Welcome, my man. Appreciate you. Welcome not only to the sim racing community, but also the winner's circle. Appreciate that extra level of support. Legends, all of you, seriously. The growth of the page has been insane lately. Very humble. And then, you know, we had an issue. The community made sure that the issue was rectified immediately. And you did it on your own accord. You didn't reach out and ask. You guys are insane, for real. I'm so humbled this past week with what you guys just continue to show. Humanity really does have a great future if we use it for the right things, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys keep doing what you're doing, because little do you realize that you're changing the world one person at a time yourselves by all these great things that you do within the community, helping each other out, and all these acts of kindness. You guys are doing the exact same thing that the goal and the mission of the page is to change the world one person at a time through sim racing. You know, you guys are doing it too. You might not realize it, but you really are. So truly legendary of everybody to take all that extra time out of their lives to help somebody else in need, whether it's just a conversation or to a much higher extent. It is legendary. It's inspiring. It's really it's fantastic. This community is just top level, and this is why we love racing. Hey, Bo Snipe here now in fourth place. This is a great camera shot. I'm just in awe right now, ladies and gentlemen. apologize. Just the detailing on the side of the helmets in this camera view is just how, wow, yeah, it's incredible. Some great looking helmets on our drivers here today. As we're in that secondary cockpit camera view, I really do enjoy this camera view. It's a good one. Got a very basic helmet here from Bar 27 here, nothing too fancy there. Tron is kind of rocking that metallic blue there. Absolutely great stuff. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but man, it looks great on my point of view. Type R, very basic as well. Looks like a factory helmet there. Danny Boy has a nice looking helmet there. It's just they're not going to show it to us. And Chip Reese coming in for a pit stop here, ladies and gentlemen. So it is Doug Burrow here in the race lead. And looking good. Let's get a look at some of these liveries here as these guys are spaced out slightly on the racetrack right now. So we'll give you guys a little 360 rotation of our drivers' cars here. And we got a pretty classic. I mean, really, when you think about the time that these cars are racing on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, and liveries, a lot of the liveries displayed on the cars, these are accurate to exactly what these guys were racing in real life with these cars on real life racetracks all around the world. So some of you might be looking at why a Labatt's car? Well, that's why, man. It's retro. It's a tribute livery to some pretty great racing back in its time with these BMWs. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen it, you really do need to hit up YouTube and put in the BMW Touring Car Championships and go back and check out some of these older races, man. It is some incredible racing with these cars. A lot of fun. And we got the Cole Trickle Tribute Mellow Yellow car here as well. I love this car, I really do. It's a fantastic looking livery here on tap as we come around here. Just dig it. I love the creativity from the drivers and the guys in the paint booths. You know, Oliver here now. Go to the front here and just rotate around. And again, another classic livery here. You know, this is classic BMW livery back in its time with a few personal touches there. We see some GTR45, some Apex Racing, some GTRC on this. You know, throwing some love out there to a few of the different you know, community members and groups involved with the community here as well. We got the classic mobile livery here on Bose Snipe as well. And performance there on that car, the SO driver placard. I mean, these are very, very well done. Classic racing liveries, liveries, whatever you want to, however it is that you pronounce it. And the Castrol, this is classic Castrol right here. I mean, when you think about 80s, 90s racing, this is what you see. This is what you remember. Yeah, just loving it. We got the Martini style livery here. It's always a fantastic see it, no matter what car it is. It's just beautifully done, very beautifully done. You can see the 2 stars there. Now, those 2 stars up above the Martini logo on the right side of the driver's side door there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what these drivers earn when they win championships here at the GTRC. That star is a show to fame for these drivers. So you can see 2 of them there on Hairraiser's car. So that means he has won 2 championship seasons here with the GTRC community. So that's what these guys race for, and it does actually truly mean a lot to these drivers here within the community. And we love to see them on the cars. They're definitely making them loud and proud this season on these race cars, that's for sure. We got Apex Racing's Bar 27 here as well, and I ain't seeing no Hamilton stars up on this one, but it is a team racing livery, so that may be just why. We have Troan here as well, and we know that Troan's got one just recently as well, so he's rocking a nice new shiny star here for himself as well. Is it on this car? I don't actually see it. Oh, it is. It's right on the rear fender right there. So there you go. That star right behind the rear wheel on the fender right there, ladies and gentlemen. He's got it. That was from his most recent Pro-Am division win in the last series. What series was that? Their most recent last mini-series, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it was the Miatas. Danny. Type R getting the job done on Tron here, so let's jump on and take a look here. We're too busy looking at liveries and we missed that battle, but it looks like Chip may have parked it here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. I think he's struggling a little bit, so he's just put that car in pit lane. He's getting the team to take a look at that. And we're just seeing some very classic liveries on these cars this season, and we love it. So we've seen Trons here. Let's go check out Danny Boy here. You can see some Hoonigan up in there. Yeah, just, you know, some respect being shown right there, and we can respect that as well, ladies and gentlemen. Very simple, classic looking livery there. And Chip Reese does have the car. They does have the crew taking a look at that car, so something definitely not ideal here today for Chip Reese's crew and that car. Let's get those TV cameras going again. We'll always follow talented players and loving people out there like you and Cody B and everyone else. You all make the world a more happy place. G, hey, we appreciate you. We really do. Welcome, Danny. Glad to see you over here, man. Forza fan. Forza fam, sorry. Welcome, brother. Much love, guys. Love watching amazing content from kind. Loving to make years over live videos. Very classic races. Love the retro paint jobs. Facts. They look fantastic. They have done such a really good job here. But let's get back to racing, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 20 minutes into the race here, so we're a third of our way through our race here. Gosh, that time just goes by quick here when we're checking stuff out. But some great looking paint jobs on these race cars, without a question of a doubt here. And that's what this is all about here, the GTRC. You know, they like to compete, they like to race, they like to have fun. You know, some big changes have happened for him here, for them this season here in the GTRC, with the big series coming in with some sponsors stepping in and upping up the ante of competitiveness a little bit, I guess, so to speak. So there's been a little bit of diversification, I guess, within the Gran Turismo racing community this season. But you know, this is why they're drawing that kind of attention, because of these fun series ideas they come up with. I mean, this is a great idea, showing a little bit of classic love to our old school racers back in the day. I mean, that's what it's all about. Coming out here, not worried about whether or not you're the fastest guy on track or whether you're the best driver on track. You're just out here to have some fun with your friends and your community, and that's what this series is all about. So we really do love that, and that's what this community is about. I mean, yes, we're competitive racing here. You know, everybody wants that star on their car, and you know, maybe a few of the other perks that may come with some of the series and within the seasons here. But at the end of the day, man, these guys just really do enjoy racing against each other, with each other, and at the same time, they push each other's limits, and by doing that, they get better. So, you know, it's a growing thing as well, and not only as racers, but for their own driving development, because there's always, and I mean always, somebody faster than you, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter who you are, there's always going to be somebody that is faster than you are. So, don't matter if you're on top, you won't be on top forever, you know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody there to challenge that, and that's what pushes you. That's where the fire comes from, and that's where the desire comes from. And you know, when you're having fun on the racetrack, and when you're enjoying the racing on the racetrack with the people you're racing with, that's what it happens. It becomes fun. It becomes you know, you're still competing, but it's friendly competition, and it's more about the spirited battle than it is anything else. And that's why the racing is always so good here at the GTRC, because that's the atmosphere, that's the environment here. And that's why, of course, we love being a part of it here at GTRC. We just love the vibe here at the community. So, yeah, and you can see Oliver starting to make time up on Mr. Tap here. But unfortunately for Oliver, he is going to... Whoop, I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Still getting used to the size of the controller. Missed out on an opportunity here, so he's going to come around. I mean, now, I shouldn't say that, because he's going to have to serve his penalty just after the S's here. If he could get out ahead of Tap, per se, and hold him behind him, then he might not lose that much time. But what that'll do is it'll cost him position on the race leader. So right now, suck it up, serve your half-second penalty. It's going to cost you 3/4 of a second here at Red Bull Ring. And just work on closing that gap back up to second place, and hopefully he doesn't lose any of that pace on first place, and you're right there back in the battle, hopefully for a fight for first place in that final stint of the race. So you can see right there, you just served that penalty. You see how quickly the second place, first place driver just grew in the distance there, but not too quickly. I mean, they're still right there. You know, it's easy to have a couple of better corners in those two drivers, and you're right back there with them. So Tap is slowly but surely gaining on Doug here as well now for the race lead here as well. So Tap having a good lap there on lap 15, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not the fastest lap. Right now that belongs to Oliver with a 1:37.8. So faster than what we've seen in qualifying here as well, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are really starting to settle in. Top three still in striking distance of each other. Facts, brother. Facts. It's shaping up. You know what's coming, Chad. It's shaping up to be a pretty crazy ending here. Chip's car may have the sport suspension. Looks high, bless him. And the team is definitely taking a look at that car there. Chip Reese in pit lane there today. Something is definitely not working on that car properly, so he's got the team taking a look there. But it is Doug in the lead, and it is not by much. I mean, Tap is starting to put the pressure. So does Tap make a move on Doug, or does he just sit tight and wait for Doug to make a mistake at this point? He has 2 seconds now currently on Oliver, because that half-second penalty killed a little bit of momentum from Oliver after having a really nice lap to gain on Tap there in second place, and maybe just a couple little mistakes there at some point as well, and he's drifted a little bit more time off these guys. So right now, third place driver Oliver struggling to keep up the first and second place here, but it's not over yet. We have a long way to go. 25 minutes into this race, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, you guys can't see that obviously with all that stuff up in front of you. Here, let me take that off for you. Uno momento. There you go. Now you guys can see that. There we go. All right. So we did see Doug go defensive there on Tap. I wasn't sure if Doug was going to go defensive there, but he went full defensive there. Tap had no interest in really playing any mind games there with Doug. And I mean, Tap knew that just him taking that line and having to cut back over to the racing line to get optimal corner angle was going to cost him time. So Tap easily regains there. He didn't even have to do anything but just let Doug defend there. And that gained Tap up that time on the back end of Doug here. So, Doug got a little bit out of sorts on exit there, and the Tap doesn't push it too much there. Doug gets it back together. So great recovery there by Doug, and he maintains first place here. But I feel like Doug is starting to feel the pressure from Tap here as we're getting around our midway point of the race here. So when are the stops going to happen is the next question, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we should start seeing pit stops within the next 4 to 5 laps, maybe a little bit sooner, and then we'll probably see a mad dash to the end of the race. Tell Bo his #1 fan was in chat after the race. I will. And you can see it. We may see a battle here. We might not, though. You know, Tap might just be content with sitting in behind and waiting it out till pit strategy too as well. I mean, these guys are on a good pace. Oliver is, however, catching up. I mean, he was 1.7 seconds behind these guys, and now he's within slipstream range of these two guys. So he is going to be pulled right into this battle for first place here pretty quick. And then we got Bo Snipe here, 4th place. He's got 8 seconds on the drivers up ahead, but he's still having a good race here. And that doesn't mean that can't change in pit lane either. Ibra's still sitting here in 5th place. Hairraiser's still in 6th place. Bar's still in 7th. We got Type R is now up into 8th. Trone and Danny Boy having a little spirited battle here, so good time to come check out what's going on. And Trone and Danny Boy side by side coming through the S's here. Trone's going to just edge him out coming into the corner, so let's watch what's going to go down. Coming into the final set of corners here, it is going to be Trone in head coming around these final 2 corners. Danny Boy may be looking to set up a good exit here and try and get the move done on the straightaway. Let's see what happens coming into turn 1 on lap 17 here. Danny Boy on exit in that slip. Trone moving in. Trone's not trying to break the slip here. I mean, at that point when the driver's that close to you, you're not really... you're just hurting yourself probably more than anything, so Trone's just going to hold the racing line and just try to open a gap up on this driver here a little bit now. But Trone Comey up into 9th place here. Type R is now all the way up into 8th and up the road from these drivers. So little battle here for 9th and 10th place between these two drivers. And Danny just a little bit off the pace, but not out of this thing by any means yet. And they're still looking at this car here for Chip Reese. So definitely something not right here from Chip Reese. And it is kind of looking like Chip Reese is going to be calling it here, and that thing is going to end up behind the wall at some point today. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling. I was waiting for it. So I think we just seen somebody dive into pit lane there. I believe it was Tap, ladies and gentlemen, coming in. No, it was not. It was Oliver. So Oliver Smalley coming into pit lane here, and looking like his due to necessity more than desire at this point. He didn't quite make the halfway point of the race, so that's interesting. He's going to have to do a little bit of fuel conservation here potentially now to make the end of the race on a 1 stop. We got Bo Snipe coming in behind him here in 5th place, and he's got 1% fuel on this driver, so we're going to have to see how this starts breaking down. Let's see what Bar does. Bar's not going to be setting up for pit entry here. It looks like he's going around again. That is definitely the case. We have Type R. He's going to go around again. Trone is doing pretty good on fuel. So is Danny Boy. Chip's doing really good on fuel here right now. Doug is probably on his final lap before pit. I'm thinking maybe the same thing from Tap here, but I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. We've got Ibra now up into 3rd place. Hairraiser's now up into 4th with the pit starting to happen. That puts Bar 27 into 5th place. Oliver coming out into 6th. So our first driver to make the pit lane, and he's only dropped 3 positions after that pit stop, so not a terrible pit stop, and he is going to look at a 3-second pit lane infraction there, so that's unfortunate. That's going to cost him any shot at that undercut working now. Tyrone Colby here in 8th place, Danny Boy in 9th, Bo is out here in 10th, and he also has a pit line penalty and a track limit penalty, so undercut for that driver pretty much washed now as well, so super unfortunate for those 2 drivers, and it's tough to come. Ooh, Doug getting all kinds of wrong going into pit lane. Oh boy, picks up a half-second penalty as it is going into pit lane. He may pick up more there coming in. We may see a 3-second penalty from this driver as he comes in. What Tap opts to go out again here, so Tap's going to go around one more time. Doug's coming into pit lane. We've got Ibra here in 3rd place, so all these little bit of exciting factors we're just starting to see happen here. You're going to relate to time gain from the drivers in behind. Hairraiser in 4th place. He's going to grab that spot on Doug. So that little incident from Doug on entry just cost him about 3 to 4 seconds, and the half-second penalty he incurred getting into pit lane, plus a potential 3-second penalty as he comes out of pit lane. Hello. How you doing, Nala? How are you doing? Coming in with that thumbs up. Much love. That following should be pretty juicy if I had to guess, Nala. Coming in with an exclamation point following over there on the page. 416 days, ladies and gentlemen. That is true OG status right there. Much love, Nola. Much love. Appreciate all that support. That is, that's almost a year and a quarter, ladies and gentlemen. That is big time. That's big time. The page has only been around for about 18 months, so, yeah, going on 2 years for YouTube, but Facebook we're about 18, 19 months, so that's pretty OG. We love that. We appreciate you. Oliver in 5th place, Tyrone in 6th, half-second penalty. We got Bo in 7th, bars coming out, tight bars coming out. And where is Tap? He's going to have to come in. Ibra's going to have to come in. Hairraiser's going to have to come in. Doug has a 3.5-second penalty, so he does pick up a 3-second penalty for most likely pit entry there as well. So that is super unfortunate for him being the leader. Now, if Tap can get it right and tight, getting in and out of pit lane without picking up that 3 seconds, that may potentially give him a race lead here. It's going to be interesting to see. We got Tap coming into pit lane right now. We've got Ibra coming into pit lane right now. Hairraiser coming into pit lane right now. Doug's going to be serving this penalty here shortly. We got Oliver. He went wide into the first set of S's there. That might cost him a half-second as well as he comes around. It looks like they let him get away with it. He's very, very fortunate there, but he's going to slot in ahead of Doug after serving a 3.5-second penalty. So he's jumped the leader. So his undercut, that in my opinion was a failure due to crossing pit exit and picking up a 3-second penalty, ends up working out in his favor because the leader also had an incident entering pit lane. So where's Tap? Tap might come out in the lead here, ladies and gentlemen. As I suspected, if he keeps it clean and gets this exit right here, doesn't pick up a penalty, which it does look very clean there from Tap right now out in the lead, and there's no penalties there on this driver. This driver has that clean pit stop, and that could be the deciding factor here today, ladies and gentlemen. Tap getting clean pit stop here today, and that puts him in the lead. Oliver in 2nd, Doug in 3rd. That puts Ibra in 4th place. Hairraiser up into 5th, Bo into 6th. Tro now pitting here. That's going to put Bar up into 7th place. Tro, we're not sure where he's going to end up here. That's going to put Danny Boy and Type R up ahead of him here now as well. That's going to drop Tron all the way down to what looks to be P10 here. So yes, and of course Chip looking like that car is seeing better race days, ladies and gentlemen. Ouch, 3.5 pen, follow it. Oh, there we go. Now everybody's popping off here. What do we got here? Nala coming in with the 50 star bomb. Let's get a hashtag Nala up in the chat, some hearts up in the chat for that 50 star bomb. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody, today. You guys have been killing it today. We got 359 day from Chris Reeves. We've got 356 day from Payme. Ooh, that 1-year badge is coming, my dude. The 1-year badge is coming, brother. It's coming. Sleepy coming in with the like on stream. Sleepy 404, ladies and gentlemen, another Facebook streamer. You definitely got to go over there and say hi to Sleepy 404. Call of Duty streamer. She's an extremely good Call of Duty player. Got to go say hi. Tell her GT45 Gaming sent you. Absolutely incredible content creator over there, ladies and gentlemen. She's got great style, and yeah, go say hi. We got Oliver Smalley here in 2nd place. So again, huge change in pit lane. And you know, sometimes, well, folks, sometimes races are won and lost in pit lane. How many times do we see this in real life? drivers winning or losing a race due to a missed lug nut on a wheel, or you missed getting the wheel on the first try and you have to reset the wheel again. You know, those little seconds cost, or making a mistake and getting a penalty for cutting pit line entry or exit, or pit speeding. All those things factor in. Doug Costa, who was the race leader going into the pit sequence, costing it all the way moving down into third place. So now he's found himself chasing. Fuel is going to be a factor. Tires obviously are not going to be a factor, as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, but what is going to be a factor for some of these drivers is fuel. So game on. Tap 1.2 second lead on Oliver here in second. Doug Burrow is in third place. We've got Ibra here in fourth. Ibra's been doing a great job climbing that field today. Hair Razor in fifth, grabbing himself a spot since the race started. Bo Snipe dropping a spot down into P6. Bar 27, he's just been chilling there in seventh all race long. Type R and Trollen Kobe and Danny Boy, however, have been battling fairly frequently here at the backside of the pack here for 8th, 9th, and 10th place. So these guys are having a nice little spirited race here between the three of them as well. We see a half-second penalty on Type R, and that's going to allow Trollen Kobe and Danny Boy both to catch up to him here. So half-second penalty, not ideal. And one driver, again, this crew seems very, very perplexed at what's going on with that BMW. Well, I mean, the one thing with BMWs is their electrical components tend to cause issues from time to time. So maybe he's got an electrical issue under the hood of that car here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we appreciate you, Sleepy. We appreciate you. We got Tap here, penalty, big time penalty here for our race leader. And that's going to give Oliver an opportunity to get around him at the penalty serving zone, ladies and gentlemen. So not ideal for this driver here. As we're coming through turn 3, you can see Oliver, he knows he's just got to stay close at this point. He doesn't need to force his way around this driver. Ideally, if you can get in front of him, that's perfect. You gain an extra 3/4 of a second when he serves that penalty, but you don't need to. You just need to be there. And if you're there, you're going to get a free position 1 here. So Oliver just needs to keep everything really squeaky clean going through these last couple sectors of the race lap here and take advantage of that half-second track limit penalty from Tap in front. So let's jump on board with Oliver here. Now, Doug is he must have made a slight mistake there. He was on these guys. Now he's 2.7 seconds off the pace of these guys here. So it'll be interesting to see what Doug can do here. But let's just see how quickly that half-second penalty will affect our race leader here as we're on board with our second place driver, Oliver. And I got to tell you, Oliver's been he's been patient. He's been playing some good strategy here in the race today. There's that penalty. You can see how quickly that car slows down, and now Oliver is just going to pull right up. He didn't get a great run through the S's, though. He should have been able to grab that position, and he does not. So is that a purposeful thing? Is that a little bit of strategy from Oliver here? Maybe he's using the leader currently right now to fuel save and use some tow. It could be. He did have to pit a little bit earlier than I think he wanted to due to that fuel issue. And you can see here, he had the opportunity there to make that move, and he just gets out in some clean air, make sure the car reacts properly, and he tucks right back in behind the leader. So I think he's using the race leader to save some fuel here, ladies and gentlemen. So already strategy becoming a factor. Ooh, Doug picking up a 1 second penalty here, and that is not ideal for Doug there either. Just absolutely absorbing penalties here today at Red Bull Ring. The stewards are absolutely not giving these guys any breaks. We've got Ibra here in 4th place, and you can see Doug up there. He's also got a penalty. Hair Razor carrying a track limit penalty. Which driver isn't carrying a penalty out of turn 1 here? Bo Snipe, he's going to be good. That should be clean for Bo Snipe there. He's going to come out of there penalty free. That was a nice corner there by Bo Snipe, as a matter of fact. Here in 6th place, we got Bar 27 here. He's coming into corner 1 here right now. And you can really use a lot of the curbing here around Red Bull Ring, more than you would think. So it's a matter of just testing those track limits out and knowing exactly where the track limits are, and then utilizing how much of the racetrack you actually have at your disposal. You have quite a bit more racetrack around Red Bull Ring than people realize. And that's how we see these drivers get around here so quickly. So a nice little battle here between what seems to be Tron and Type R again. And Type R force just a little bit wide there by Tron, as he wasn't quite able to keep that tight, but no contact, I don't think. So Trollen Colby getting up ahead of Type R there for 8th place. That's going to put Type R in 9th, and he's going to still got Danny Boy right up on the back bumper here. So race is still healthy for 8th, 9th, and 10th place here. This may be going on right to the end of the day. So let's get back to the TV crew here, let them do what they do. And it is still Tap and Oliver in 1st and 2nd place here. So Tap is really in control of this race currently right now. He's just got to keep a good consistent pace, not make those mistakes, not leave the openings on the apexes of the corners here, and really bring this thing home over the next 20 minutes in order to stave off Oliver here. Oliver, we know we've seen him pit a lap, 2 laps earlier than Tap here, the race leader, so that could play implications on fuel and tire wear at the end of the race here, as he's chasing a driver who's got 2-lap newer racing tires on his car. We've got Doug here, who's 1 lap earlier than the leader and 1 lap later than second place driver Oliver, so Doug may very well reel Oliver in at the end of this stint here, as again his tires are going to wear just a little bit sooner than the 2 drivers surrounding him on the podium currently. Ibra here in 4th place, and he's doing what Ibra does. He's just chilling, he's sticking to his race plan. Currently 8.2 seconds behind the podium here right now, but anything can change, especially if those 3 link up and start battling. Hair Razor here in 5th place, 8 seconds behind Ibra, 14-second gap to Bo Snipe here. Bars 13 seconds from him, Trone's 4 seconds from him, with a nice tidy 1.5 second on Type R. A penalty there for Type R, which is super unfortunate. Danny Boy must have made a mistake or picked a penalty up, as he's lost a little bit of pace on the end of Type R there as well. And again, our 11th place driver looking like he is retired from our race here today. Super unfortunate there for Mr. Chip Reese, but they'll take a look at that car and they'll be ready in 2 weeks' time for round 3. He got me by 3 days, says Payme. Hey, I hope everybody's doing great today. How's the stream looking? How's the sound? And let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Still so close after the pit stop. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, we expected them to be a little bit more edged in together here, but unfortunately, just mistakes made. Definitely by a few of these drivers entering and exiting pit lane costs a lot of time. And that splits the drivers up a little bit. So we have lots of racing left. We still got 19 minutes. We may see pit stops yet from some of these drivers as well, which might tighten some of these guys back up. So, but we definitely got a healthy battle here between Tap and Oliver, potentially brewing here at the end of the race between these 2 drivers for the race lead. Now, Doug is still not out of this by any means. He's 3.4 seconds back right now, but don't let that fool you. He might just be laying back a little bit here and trying to save that car as much as possible to make a final 3-4 lap push on these guys. Ibra here in 4th place, just maintaining the gap, and that's much of the same for the rest of these drivers at this point. Trying not to lose any more time on the next driver. We see Trone starting to close in on bar 27 a little bit, however, so we may see battle start brewing there. And this battle's not over yet either. This is still healthy right here, so we have lots of drivers that are fairly equally paced with each other. We just see a little bit of a gap between the groups of drivers, unfortunately. Crispy, my guy. Fire. Hey, appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. We had Nolander coming in with that followers too, my guy. I forgot to totally shout that out. Let's go take a peek. 424-day followers coming in from Nolander. Much love, my dude. Another true OG right there. Boy, oh boy, that sure warms the heart a little bit as a creator when you see your the viewers coming in and put that down. You realize that that's over a year's time now. That's some love, Chad. I appreciate you all, for real. That's some love right there. We appreciate you all. Even if you're one day, first day in here, we appreciate you just as much. But yeah, 400 days is crazy to think, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. This was just a little fun idea I had, just over 2 years ago, and here we are, almost 2 years later, trying to change the world, I guess. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. We got Oliver here. Ooh, 1 second penalty for this driver. Oh boy. Opportunity goes to 3rd place driver Doug Barrow here, ladies and gentlemen, as he is gonna roll right up on Oliver here, and he's gonna get. If he doesn't get this position on that 1 second penalty, I'll be very, very surprised, ladies and gentlemen. He just needs to keep this right, not pick a penalty up through these couple corners here. He does manage to keep it where it needs to be, and this should be free position on this driver. So see how quickly that 1 second penalty is going to hurt Oliver here as Doug comes around here. And Oliver's now just getting back on the throttle here, so that cost him a second to Doug and another second on top of. So that was a 2 second penalty, unfortunately, for our 3rd place driver, our 2nd place driver, Oliver Smalley, now currently sitting in 3rd place. So 2nd place goes to Doug, but what that's done is that's given our leader some breathing room here now. He has no immediate pressure. He's got a 2.3 second gap. He's had good pace all race long. He just needs to keep it right here for the next 16 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So, Doug chasing in second place. We got Oliver here in third. We've got Ibra, getting a little bit wrong there. He might get a penalty for that, ladies and gentlemen. Those tires just crossed that white line. That might be enough. No. Stewards must have not seen it. They turned a blind eye. They let him get away with that and says, all right, go get that podium, boy. Let's see a good battle here. So Ibra gets to continue on without penalty. Hair Raiser here in fifth place. We have Bow Snipe in sixth, Trone in seventh. We got Type R here in eighth. We got Danny Boy in ninth place. Bar 27 in 10th here. I'm not sure what has happened there. Maybe a little splash and dash. We just didn't see it happen. Could be the case, ladies and gentlemen. Keith Harding coming in with a 500 star bomb. My guys, chat. Oh my God, you're just killing my heartstrings here lately this week. We love you so much. 500 star bomb coming in from Heath Harding, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a hashtag Heath. Let's get those hearts up in the chat for the amazing extra support from this legendary gentleman. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You guys, seriously, you're trying to make me bust today. You really are. I'm already emotional from the gift of the PlayStation 5 to continue being able to create our content. You guys are just amazing. For real, you guys. Tap in first place. Let's get cameras going. Nick, I see you, my guy. How are you? I see you with those little eyeballs poking up in the chat. Mr. Ghost Viper Gaming up in the house, ladies and gentlemen. You want to talk about legends? That's a legend. This guy's done more single-handedly for people, mental health and getting through their hard times of their life than any other creator I know. This guy's a true legend, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, we love you, Nick, for real, brother. Doug here in second place. We got Oliver in third. So, little interesting turn of events here. Oliver was sitting pretty tasty and tidy here. He was tucked in behind the leader. He was looking good. Just got to chill out to the end of the race, wait for my time to make that move at the right moment, and everything went wrong. Picked up a 1 second penalty and finds himself now chasing P1 and P2 in third place and losing some time on these guys. 3.8 seconds is that gap. So Doug's starting to close in on the leader. He thinks he's probably got enough to start pushing now, so he's going to do it. Oliver in third. Ibra, that was 8.6 second gap here between him and third place a lap and a half ago. It's now down to 6.2, so half second penalty there. That's not going to help his cause any, but he is shaving that time down. Potential battle developing for that third podium spot yet too as well. Hair Raiser's in fifth place. He's not really closing in, and this is where the field really gaps out. Unless we see any drastic changes, I think, between the mid-pack here. We're not going to see any position change there. Type R and Danny Boy were getting quite racy there, but Danny Boy seemed to be having a tough second half of the race here, and 1 second penalty might give Bar 27 that position there as well. And actually Bar 27 just coming around with a purple sector there as well. So fastest man on the racetrack still belongs to Oliver though with a 1:37.8. Nobody's touched that lap yet. So Tap coming around into turn one there. He's got a 1.1 second gap on Doug Burrow in second place. Now, Tap did qualify in pole position, but right at the start of the race, Doug did take that race lead from him, and then a crazy sequence of events coming into the pit stop sequence, and Tap manages to get out in front just due to having a clean entry and exit out of pit lane. That's all it took. And looking like he's in good shape here, but Doug is really pushing. Oliver here purple as well, so these guys are getting spicy on the racetrack. They're starting to put the gas pedals down a little harder. They're starting to push those brake pedals just a little less harder, and really trying to close up these gaps. Ibra's lost a second. Obviously, we've seen a second penalty there. Really, I think our fight is between our front four drivers here. No Lander Gaming, show some love to the Ferrari next week. Haha, I'll need it. Absolutely. Tap, you know, this is Tap's race to lose at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, everything I'm seeing on the screen, that's what this tells me. It's his to lose here. But we can't count Doug out. Doug is a warrior behind the wheel of a race car. We know he's still not feeling 100%, ladies and gentlemen, so he's up here battling at the top end of this field. He's looking real good today, so kudos to him. Oliver here in third place. We got Ibra in fourth. Hair Raiser in fifth. Again, Bow Snipe here in sixth place. We got Troen here up in seventh. Oh my goodness, the cars just look so good. I'm really just a spectator awe today. Type R is here in eighth place. We got Bar 27 here in ninth. We got Danny Boy in 10th. And it is Chip Reese here in 11th place. We will see Chip Reese back a little bit later here this evening in another series here. We'll be broadcasting in a few hours time tonight as well. So we'll see how he makes out in his next race coming up here over in Daytona as well, ladies and gentlemen. So that should be interesting. Really should be an interesting race. But it is tapping. Doug's closing in. I think Doug thinks that he can hold him off. Doug's making a push here. I mean, we have 11 minutes. I guess this is the time to really start putting the pressure on the leader. With 11 minutes left to go in the racing, we're going to see 7 or 8 more laps out of these guys, and it's going to be game over here. Oliver is just very quickly losing the gap on these drivers. I feel like this driver's potentially fuel saving slightly. Ibra's now closing in, so 6.8 seconds. So Oliver's in a tough position here. He's got to manage that gap to the 4th place driver in behind, but he doesn't want to allow those guys up front to get ahead too much. But I think he's in a position where he doesn't have a lot of choice here. I think his battle is going to be with his fuel and 4th place driver Ibra here at the end of this race. So 1st and 2nd place is definitely starting to brew up here. So let's get up front of our pack with Tap and Doug Barrow, and it is the Mellow Yellow versus the Labatt's car here currently for a race win right now. And I think we're going to be in for a good battle. This should be a spirited battle. I think once these guys connect and we start seeing nose to tail driving here, I think this is when it's going to spice up, and it should be interesting to watch. So we're just getting ready to make a crazy call. We just don't know when it's coming. But Doug, he's in that slip, 7/10 of a second, so he's definitely got slipstream here. Obviously, he's not pulled right into the back end of Tap. These cars aren't going to hit their max at the end of the straightaway, so the slipstream is only so relevant here. You really do need to be quite a bit closer. You need to be within 5/10, 4/10 of a second to really get that close-in distance on that car in the straightaway here at Red Bull Ring. So Doug was on the prime slipstream distance, but still in the slip nonetheless. Now, remember, this is Gran Turismo 7, ladies and gentlemen, so slipstream is based off the cars that the drivers are driving. So one car might give more slip than another car as well, depending on its body size, its body style, its aerodynamics. There's so many factors that play in there. So you can't expect that slipstream like we remember in Gran Turismo Sport. It's just going to pull you right into that driver, because that's not actually the case. It's more realistic based, but really, I mean, it honestly is. It does pull you in, you do feel the difference, but it's not insanely as fast. You know, it's not so overpowered. Slipstream, it doesn't make or change a race just because you're within that 3/4 of a second. The driver still has to drive that car, and as you can see there, Doug getting all kinds of sideways coming out of there into the S entry here. So he don't think he lost too much time to the leader there, but it's still time cost, and that was a great job at scooping that car back up underneath of himself there by Doug Barrow. So we're not quite rejuvenated here yet, but we're gonna. I think we're seeing a battle between these two. Smalley here in 3rd place, 6 seconds, 6.3 from Ibra. Hair Razor, nothing changing back here at the moment. No, nothing changing here. Bar having another incident on track there. He was within slipstream of Danny Boy at one point, now 15 seconds behind. So we're gonna stick up front here with our top 2-3 guys, because this is about where any battles are gonna be if they're gonna happen here today. So Cole Trickle versus the Labatt Blue car. Let's see who's got it. See, there we go. There's me just staring in awe as the car goes by and watching all the detail and the lighting on the side of the cars and the details and the reflections of the racetrack and the side of the car with them. Oh my goodness, my eyes are so overstimulated today. It's insane. But man, I think for the future of the broadcasting, this is what needed to be done. The PlayStation 5 was the move. It was just a little sooner than anticipated. But boy, oh boy, it sure does look like it's going to produce some pretty great content in the future. So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. Very blessed. Definitely very blessed to have such a great community behind me. Oliver here in 3rd place, Ibra in 4th, Hair Razor in 5th, Bo Snipe in 6th, Drone in 7th, Type Bar in 8th, Danny in 9th, Bar in 10th. And I know Nolander knows how much that statement means, because that's not exactly a statement you typically would expect to hear come out of Ghost's mouth, saying that I'm blessed, but I do truly feel blessed. I mean, it's just amazing. It really is. Doug Barrow here in 2nd place. Oliver, his half-second penalty. This driver is just, he has tried so hard to get this win today. He has tried so hard to get this win today, and it just has not fallen in the cards for him today. He's just not able to save the fuel like the guys up in front were coming pit lane, making a couple mistakes, picking up some penalties, and just ultimately costing him some position with just very, very difficult racing decisions. I mean, it all happens, you know, as it happens. We got Oliver with 37.8, though. He's still got that fastest lap, so we know he's got the pace, but he's running out of time. We have 6 minutes remaining. We got Ted Tracks Racing coming up in the house with a big thumbs up over there. How you guys doing? Appreciate you guys. TTR up in the house, guys. Absolutely great group of racers, let me tell you, and appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate you for sure. Doug in second. Don't drink and drive, chat. You heard me say it all Christmas season. You know it's true. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you can see 3 stars at the bottom of that car there. 3 championship wins here at the GTRC from Doug Barrows. So no surprise to see him fighting up towards the front here. But again, it's this driver's tap. It's his race to lose today. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oliver here in 3rd place and penalty. So Ibra, 3.7 seconds, 5 minutes remaining. Penalty for Oliver. He's unraveling right now, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is just not going right for this driver. He's really just got to get his head together and just put it down, focus up, get this thing right for the next 4 laps here, and bring this thing home, because Ibra isn't coming. Hair Razor with the penalty. Bow Snipe, 6th. Trone Kobe, 7th. Type R, 8th. Penalty for him. Apex Bahar now up into 9th. So not sure what's going on here between these two guys, but back at it battling for 9th and 10th place here again. So it is Tap in the lead. 2 seconds now from Doug. 4.5 minutes remaining. Doug's running out of time. Doug's running out of time to get the pressure on the leader there. I just don't know if Doug's got enough under him to make the move at this point. His opportunity may be passing here. We'll have to see. Oliver, 8 seconds behind these guys. He's gained a little bit of time back on Ibra here. 1.8 seconds is that gap. No, 6, sorry. 1.6 seconds. So hard to say what's going to happen here. We're just going to keep our eye on these 4 fellas. These 4 guys here are where the battles are going to happen. Now, we may see one in 9th and 10th there. I shouldn't say that, actually, as these guys here have been swapping positions back and forth all race long as well. But right now, Barr has about a 2-second gap on Danny Boy here. So, yeah, we're going to try and keep our eye on this front pack here currently. And the leaders are actually catching up to those 2 guys as well. So that may really add a factor into the end of this race as well. Lap traffic can always change a race. You just never know. You just never know. So Tap coming around to start lap 35. A little over 3 minutes remaining here. We're going to see about 3 more laps, ladies and gentlemen, from our front runners, and about 2 more from the rest of the pack. So Tap going around here in the lead. 1.9 seconds is that gap to Doug. We got a driver in distress here on the track, and it's Bar 27. So Danny's going to move up into 8. Bar now getting that blue flag here. I believe that was the leader just went by there, and Doug. So the leader and Doug both getting around Bar 27 there with that mistake into corner 1. So that's unfortunate there for Bar 27. He's not having the best day here today on the track, but hey, you know what? That's okay. Racing is all about getting the time and practice into. I mean, practice makes perfect, and even when it's perfect, something can still go wrong. So, yeah, just not having his best day here today. It happens to the best of us. The Tap here in first. He's looking good, and I believe Tap was also our winner in the Pro-Am lobby in the GT4 last weekend as well. So feeling some momentum from that win over in Suzuka there maybe as well here today. Doug in 2nd place, and he's having a good run here. Oliver's chasing, and Ibra, there we go. Ibra has closed up. Ibra has done exactly what Ibra does every single week we see this guy on the racetrack. He's patient, he's calm, he looks like he's out of this thing, and then bam, right here at the end of the race, you miscalculated, you underestimated what I'm doing, and hey, let's battle. So here we go, battle between Ibra and Smalley for 3rd place. This is for the final podium position here too, ladies and gentlemen. And this is an even tighter battle than the 2 guys up in front of us here currently. So We're going to have about a minute and a half remaining when these guys cross the line, maybe just a little bit less. So this is probably final lap for these two drivers. Tap may or may not get one more here. And Doug, ooh, and a little bit of a mistake there by Oliver, and that's going to give Ibra the run. Ibra's going to go side by side, but he is going to get squeezed real tight here by Oliver as they're going into turn one. And Oliver just pushing him as far inside as he can for as long as he can, and he is going to hold that line. Ibra's going to have to take the tight line through. He's got to tuck back in. That was a great defense right there by Oliver. And it is battle on here for these two drivers. So we are keeping our eye on this driver where they are on the racetrack. We're going to stick with this battle for as long as we can. All right, so it is battle for position P3. This is it. This is going to be the final lap for these drivers, these two drivers. I can't see them getting another one, so it's all or nothing here for these two. And I got to tell you, Oliver could be in trouble here. We'll have to see what happens at the end of this race. If they have to go around one more time, there's no shot. It ain't happening. Ibra is not in much better shape, but he is in better shape. He takes a look up the inside, coming into the corner four here. Corner five technically. Can't quite get it done. Oliver is defending his for his life here. I'm just trying to keep an eye on where these two drivers are. Ooh, no, and Doug goes wide. This is huge. He's going to lose a ton of time here. These drivers are bearing down on him right at the end of the race. This is game over. This is a win for Tap here now. You see the blue flag is waving for Danny Boy just in front here, so we are going to stick with Tap here real quick, ladies and gentlemen, as he crosses his finish line, and it is game over. It is going to be Tap for the win here in round two, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. That was a great race for Tap. Doug is managing to come around here in second place, but he has got a half-second penalty, so that's going to relate to a second there. Oliver is going to... What happened here? A little incident between him and Ibra, perhaps? It's going to be Oliver ran out of fuel. Ibra in fourth place. So I'm not sure what happened to Ibra, but Oliver did run out of fuel and still managing to cross that line in third place. We missed what happened there. There was definitely something that happened there. Hair Razor's going to come around here in fifth place. Good finish for Hair Razor as he comes around. Great looking car, that one too. Bow Snipe, he's going to come around in sixth place, and Mr. Consistent today is this driver, Mr. Bow Snipe. He started off real great, just lost a little bit of the pace, but he managed and just stuck in sixth place, and that's where he stood all race long. So that is a good race finish here for this driver. Good points. We got Mark Driver coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, we appreciate you. Welcome in, my guy. But Bow Snipe coming around here right now. It's going to be a P6 finish for this driver. And that was some great racing. But Oliver does hold that fastest lap. It's going to be Troll and Colby coming around here. It's a P7 finish for him. So down a couple positions off the race start. And right back up to one, I believe, ahead of where he sat on the grid. We got Type R coming around here in 8th place. Danny Boy in 9th. Bar 27 finishing out 10th, and Chip Reese is going to get a 11th place DNF here, having to put that car in the pits. Something mechanically wrong with that car here today, and it sounds like it's an electronic issue. So the guys are going to get that thing in the garage in the 2 weeks off, and they're going to get that car looked at. They're going to get that problem sourced out. They're going to get that car fixed, and we will see Chip Reese back out on track in a couple weeks' time. So congratulations to Tap, Doug, and Oliver. And we are going to go do some podiums with these guys. I should probably go get into the podium spot here. Hey, guys. Hey. Alright. So we'll just wait for our drivers to pop in here, ladies and gentlemen. And let's go catch up on anything we may have missed. Well done, brothers. Pappy loves you. Hey, we're glad to see you, Pappy. We're glad to see you, brother. Nick coming in with that heart. We're just going to catch up, make sure we didn't miss anything. We don't like to miss things. Danny changing that like to that heart there. We appreciate you, my guy. We appreciate you. Ian Travers also with the heart. I know we said those out. GG says Nick. Hey, that was some good racing right there by all our drivers on track. So a little bit tough this series. We have seen this for the first two rounds. We're seeing a little bit of separation in the pack, and I think it's just a comfort factor with these road cars. I think some drivers have settled into these road cars a little bit quicker than the others. I think come rounds 4 and 5, we're going to really see some tight, spicy racing action from this BMW series here. These road cars are no joke. They're very difficult to race. So there are some tuning allowed on these cars, but for the most part, it's a specific style build for these drivers, and that is, of course, how these guys race. So we are going to grab that replay. Save that guy up just in case it's needed. And there was some good racing by the drivers. Unfortunate there for Chip. Again, just having some issues with that cars. You know, cars are like technology; they break sometimes, and that's just the way it is. So, super unfortunate there. So we're just buying time for our guys to get into podiums here. Who do we got? We got Doug, we got Tap, and Mr. Oliver. So if you guys are watching, go ahead and jump on into the BMW interview channel in the Discord server, guys. And yeah, we'll have a little chit chat, little chitty chatty. That was a good race. You know, pit strategy really changed the way this race went down. We've seen three of the top four drivers get 3-second two of them got pit exit penalties. One picked up a half-second track limit penalty as well on top of that. And then we've seen the leader come in and get the entry wrong into pit lane, get into the grass, manage to gather himself up. But of course, by doing that, picking himself a 3-second pit entry penalty plus the half-second track limit penalty on his entry. And that cost him first place all the way down to third place. So Tap really did benefit from our pit stop strategies here. They're just having a clean pit stop today. He didn't make any mistakes. He didn't pick up any penalties from the officials on his pit stop, and at the end of the day, that put him out in the first place with about a 3-second gap initially there. And although Doug did start to put a little bit of pressure, and Oliver put a little bit of pressure on him at a couple points throughout that race, you know, Tap just kept on it. He kept very consistent. He kept a good clean pace around the racetrack, and I mean, at the end of the day, that really does relate to a great race finish for all three of these drivers, and they're all up at the house already. So let's get down to business, shall we, chat? Let me turn on some audios here, and we're gonna go do some interviews. We're gonna go do some interviews. All right, welcome, guys. That was some good racing out there, guys. Red Bull Ring. Weather was a little bit cooler today, so good for the race cars as far as temperature in the race cars go. It's a lot easier to keep these cars cooler, which means you can kind of abuse them a little bit more, so to speak. But potentially a little bit of a grip loss factor depending on how cool the track gets. But it looks like for the most part, the three of you gentlemen here on the podium today handled that pretty well, and it was a pretty interesting turn of events here today, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to start with a third place finisher, Oliver, and that was an interesting race finish for you there today, mate. Starting off with almost running out of fuel. So let's talk about that. How worried were you about Ibra being on your back door on the final lap, knowing that fuel may not make the rest of the race here for you?
I was very worried. Because after we got to the last straight on the penultimate laps, we had at least a minute and 20 seconds at least. So I was literally thinking, do I push, do I not? Because Tap and Doug, fair credit to them, they already have the fuel mix sorted and everything out. It probably shows that old timers can definitely beat the young timers. But when I went on that penultimate lap, Ibra was really behind me, and I knew he'd probably done a better stop with having a lot of fuel on him and just attacking. So I tried to make it harsh but fair on the defence, and we were doing really well. I was placing my car somewhere where he can't get past, and he didn't, and it was going really well. But after you go round to sector 2, I don't know what happened to I don't know what happened to Ibra, but his car just lost the back end and completely spun off and went into the barrier. So I felt bad in a way, because I didn't know if I made an incident or did he just lost the control of the car. So I thought I'll keep going and we'll have a discussion of it after the race. I didn't tap him, he just lost the control, what was fair. But as soon as I was getting to the home stretch, I was out of fuel. I thought, Ibra's fast, so there's no way. And as soon as I turned around, Ibra, I don't know what happened. It just felt like a massive, like, zombie apocalypse just coming straight behind me. And Ibra's just on a mission coming right behind me. And I thought, it's going to either, I'm going to get third by at least 5 seconds, or I'm going to get third by literally the skin of my teeth, or I'm going to lose it. But as soon as I made it across the line, I was relieved that we just made it with the car, but the fuel was, it was difficult. It was good on the lap times. Car felt really good. I was quite amazed after starting in 7th place, um, getting up to the field and putting in a 137. So yeah, car felt amazing, but I just think I overjudged it with the fuel. Thought I could just stay in mix one and push it, but it came back and bite me. But podium, I'm still happy with it.
Absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think that you can really deny the fact that your pit stop wasn't exactly the cleanest pit stop. You're picking up that 3 second penalty. Now, we know at Red Bull Ring it's a very difficult pit entry here. The game almost throws you across that line in a sense. And if you're not ready for it, you pay the price for it. So, unfortunately, you were one of those drivers that picked up that penalty. And at the end of the day, do you think that cost you a shot at the lead?
Definitely. I say that really has cost me, but I think that is a bit of a cheat code with that penalty system. The fact there is no entry line in the pit, you can't see it. So I went in normally, and because I went a little bit wide, just a tiny bit wide on like their white bit of the out bit of their flag as well, it just then thought I got a penalty for it. So I felt like that the penalty system is too super harsh on the entry bit, because although I felt like I'd done it fine and I went in slow, same with the Suzuka, I'd done that fine and I put my tyre on the grass on the McLaren. If you go the most minimum, like minimum width out, that's it, game over, and that can cost you at least a like a fighting chance to win the race, get an extra position or not. And it was quite shocking as well because Doug done the exact same thing, I believe. Probably went into the barrier by accident, and he got a 3 second as well. So although Doug managed to keep up with Tap and they had a great chance, unfortunately for me, I just went a little bit wide and lost half the fuel. I think that after pushing the car too much and using all that fuel up, I just literally put myself in a sticky situation. But still top three. I'm still happy with that. So it's a good result for me, good result in general, and just a great race for everyone, even for Eber as well. Unfortunately, not nipping me.
Well, I mean, absolutely. And at the end of the day, all things said and done, still coming out with a third place finish here. So happy with that result?
Yeah, very happy. Separately in qualifying as well, because I knew I was quick. I knew I was fast in qualifying. I knew I should have been at least in the top five. But when it was nice and sunny with the qualifying, it was good. But when the sun came down and it was just getting darker and darker, track just wasn't warming up. So I think that's where I lost my time. And because I've lost that time because of it being so slow, um, I just literally got panicked. Something just exploded. Hopefully that's not my can of Coke. Moving on with that. Moving on with that. Yeah, just losing all that temperature on the track just wasn't really ideal at all. But other than that, good result.
Absolutely. And again, congratulations. It was definitely an interesting race. It had lots of ups and downs for you and shoutouts.
Go.
All right. Well, congratulations on a great race. I'm not sure where round three is. I didn't do my homework today, so we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Though, of course, again here in the BMWs, and we'll see you next week as well in those GT4s. So,
About
yep, go ahead.
about that, I will not be in the next round in the McLaren because I am going out. I am going out with my friends, possibly a day as well. Should I not?
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate some great racing and your time today, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our second place driver, and we'll try not to steal up too much of his time here. It's late where he's from, and I know he hasn't been feeling the greatest here lately. So, second place driver Doug Barrow coming in. Now, he qualified really well here. He qualified right beside the pole sitter Tap in second place, but he got a great race launch right at the beginning of the race and took over that race lead very early on. And from there, he tried to control the pace of the race, and he did a great job through the whole first stint of that. And then the pit stop came in. And Doug, you want to take us through that, my man? What happened there when you're coming into pit lane?
I just went in a straight line and snatched right. It happened at the end of the race as well. I was turning in and it just went in a straight line and then snatched. I don't know what it was, but it was weird. It wasn't overspeed and it just went straight and snatched. So 3.5 second penalty.
And
Um, Made it back up, but I'm not feeling the greatest. My times weren't quite as quick as they could have or have been over the practice week. Um, and yeah, no, good race. Bit disappointed, but considering I'm struggling. I'm happy with a second.
absolutely, and I mean it wasn't for a lack of trying and pushing up at the front. I mean Oliver was doing a really good job at putting pressure on Tap there. Now, due to his fuel situation, he wasn't really trying to battle with Tap, as he was kind of trying to use the leader to save enough fuel to be able to battle with him at the end of the race. But that allowed you to just kind of stay there in the fight and kind of absorb that extra penalty that you took there that cost you first place initially, and really got back into the battle. And then we seen some penalties and a couple of mistakes made by the second place driver. Eventually, that allowed you to get the easy pass into second place, and then we seen you really start to gather up the race leader. You really started to close in, and then you just lost a little bit of the pace. Did you just lose the race car under you? It was just a matter of it just didn't want to do what you wanted it to do anymore in the final stages of trying to push to the leader.
There was a couple of times where it just didn't do what it was supposed to do. Like I say, where it just went straight and then snatched rather than turning in. But I think it's just like I say, I was struggling, and it was just me for a couple of the mistakes. I've been closing him down, and I've been struggling today with the final bend. So I'd lose a bit of time on the final bend, gain it back up throughout the lap, lose a bit of time. I got right up on his rear bumper at one point, and I was worried I was going to go right up his back end. So I slowed down a little bit too much and let him get away down the straight. And it's just one of those things. I was hoping Ollie wouldn't have made that mistake that he made and picked up that penalty, because he'd have been able to keep Steve a bit busier, because I was gaining on the two of them. So if that hadn't happened, I think I would have got up with them and had a bit of a battle. And I know there were places where I felt a lot quicker, and I was a lot braver under the brakes in a couple of places, which was to my advantage. But yeah, just that last corner kept muttering me up. A couple of times I was like point 0.3 up on the fastest lap, which would have been about my fastest lap from before today, and just mullered the last bend. So it was a good race. I'm happy with second, considering I know from watching the replays of the last couple of races since the last update, the tyre wear on a pad is about a third more than the tyre wear on a wheel, and that's over all driver spectrum. So it's a struggle, but this track's not too bad on tyres, so it didn't kill me this race like the last one. But yeah, it's good. See, I'm making excuses. Sorry, it's true, but it's still I'm making excuses. But
That's
it is
funny.
true. You've only got to watch. You've only got to watch the last BMW race and see the difference in tyre wears between every pad driver and every wheel user. And they'd have a quarter left when we'd run out, so that's about a third more tyre wear, which is ridiculous. So I don't know what they've done, but they've really made it difficult for long races as a pad user.
And I mean, at the end of the day, we can't really sit there and really claim that it's the tire wear today, or the fuel consumption,
No,
or the weather. I think at the end of the day, the ultimate unfortunate incident entering pit lane ultimately is what really did
oh, that
cost you
killed me. Yeah.
the ultimate shot at a chance for the lead there. So just an unfortunate mistake for you there today, and really not saying that you would have won the race. There definitely would have been a battle, I think, there between you and the race winner either way, but I think it would have been a little bit spicier for you come the end of the race for sure.
Oh, definitely. I'd like to think I could have won without that penalty. Um, Steve had a fantastic race. Well done to Steve. He did really well. It's the typical thing for me. Pick up penalties, cost the race. It's what I like to do. It keeps it interesting.
Well, there we go. Absolutely. And I mean, you don't have 3 stars on your car for nothing. It's not like you're a stranger to the ups and downs of competitive racing here at the GTRC. So, I mean, it's just another day on the racetrack. You take from it, you learn from it, and you move on to the next racing week. So, I mean, nonetheless, still a fantastic job out there. Again, not feeling 100%, still managing to bring that thing home in P2. And really some great racing from you here today. So, shout outs and thank yous, my
Thank
man.
you. Well, firstly to yourself, um, for the commentary, and so happy you managed to get your system up and working in time. That's brilliant. Thank you to all the boys that raced with us. Thank you to the boys that missed it. It's a shame, but it's good that they're interested. People are going to miss races, so thank you to everyone involved. Basically, well done to Steve. Well done to Oliver, and I'll get you both next time. Well, I'll get Steve next time anyway.
And there we go.
So yeah.
Some strong words from our second place finisher saying, "Leg out, Tap. I'm a coming." Love you, Doug, says Heath.
Cheers, bud. Take it easy, man.
All right. Well, thank you again, Doug. Thank you for your time. And I'm going to let you get off and go get some rest. And we'll see you next week for the GT4s.
Definitely, yeah. I'll see you then, man.
All right. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Burrow, our second place finisher, and really it was an interesting race here today at Red Bull Ring. I got to tell you, these road cars really do throw a good spin on these races. But I mean, at the end of the day, the man sitting at the top of the podium is Tap. This guy had a fantastic race. He qualified on pole position. He didn't really make a whole lot of mistakes in the race, and at the end of the day, he got that nice, clean pit stop during the pit stop sequence, and that really put him in a favorable position for the last half of the race to just stay calm, keep his cool, not make those mistakes, and bring it home. And that's exactly what he did. So this was a really fantastic race, Tap, this week here at Red Bull Ring. And why don't you talk us through your race today? Oh, we don't hear Tap. Alright, you gotta go into your mic settings, my guy, and just make sure that it's on whatever it is that you have plugged into your Discord, whether it's a headset or earbuds or so the little settings wheel where your name is. Under devices. We'll just give him a minute here, chat. We do know the interviews with Nolander last week there, it was a little hit and miss too, so we'll see if he can get her to work out here. No, we had a hint.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit better now, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the best I can do, I think.
No, that's good. If you just don't move, we're good. We got you.
All right, perfect.
All right, perfect. So as I said, I mean, you really had a really good race today, and not making the big mistake going in or out of pit lane today really put you in a favorable position today. So why don't you talk us through your race?
Yeah, well, the race, I just had to pretty much keep pace with the guy ahead of me at the first stint because Doug was really quick, and I couldn't really feel, so I would just try as much as possible to stick with him. Ollie was really not making any of it easy at all this whole race, but he was great driving between the both of them and everyone else too as well. It was a heck of a race. The little bit of practice racing I did half our stint this morning, so I guess that kind of helped with the muscle memory for later on today of doing this track. But the track was a lot cooler compared to the quali race.
Absolutely. When we were sitting there hanging out with everybody during the practice session just before qualifying started, the track was definitely in a much different condition. It was quite warm out there. We could even see a little bit of heat waves coming off the racetrack. Yes, you can see the heat waves coming off the racetrack in PS5s, ladies and gentlemen. It's insane. But anyways, sidetracked. But yeah, no, I mean, you had
just pull a can.
you really did have a good race. I mean, I didn't see you really make the mistakes. You stayed patient. You really just held good, clean, crisp lines around Red Bull Ring. And is this one of your preferred tracks to race on?
One of them, yeah. Red Bull and Suzuka are my two favorite tracks. So
And I mean, that definitely building some momentum for you. I mean, you had a good race win in your Pro-Am race in GT4 last week
Yeah,
on
no,
Suzuka.
exactly.
You had a pretty good showing in the BMW series as well the week before that, and of course coming out here, coming on top of the podium here. So definitely riding some momentum. So you know, you're coming into round 2 of our GT4 series next week, of course. How do you channel all that momentum and all that hype and focus it on what you have in front
Just
of you for the
gonna,
next week?
yeah, see what I can do in the corners on Barcelona. See if we push as hard as I can and see what she can do. Hopefully the tires hold up because they go a little bit a lot more than GT4s. Barcelona is kind of a pain.
Definitely a tire eating track, Barcelona is, without a question of a doubt. So it's going to be some interesting racing for sure, ladies and gentlemen. And again, you know, that's a big racers racing track there, Barcelona, for the GT4s next weekend. So expect to see, I think, those same manufacturers that were really pushing last week to be the ones pushing this week again. But you never know. You never know.
Hopefully I'm still off from work, so we should be good.
Absolutely. But I mean, nonetheless, that's next week. Let's talk about today. I mean, as far as races go, I mean, is this how you picture a race to go? I mean, we almost call this a picture perfect race for you. We didn't see you pick up penalties. I think maybe 1 or 2 throughout that whole
Yeah, I
race.
think
And
I had
again,
one or two. Yeah.
just
But other than that,
no
that's how I
mistakes.
would prefer the races to go every time. From now on, it's the mellow yellow way.
The mellow yellow way, absolutely. That was a great livery, by the way. We love that.
That was good work from Doug there on that one.
Facts, facts. But I mean, incredible driving out there today. It was a fairly uneventful race for you. You didn't battle much. You just stayed where you needed to stay. You made good, clean decisions out there. And again, the really deciding factor today for you was that pit stop. Just having that nice, clean pit stop, lose 0 time, and give you a 3-second cushion to come out for that second stint. And then from there, you really just didn't look back. You felt some pressure. You handled it well. And at the end of the day, nobody quite had the pace that Tap had here today. So huge race win, and like I said, lots of momentum for you here right now moving forward. So that's always a good thing. And shout outs, shout outs.
Shout outs to everyone in the race, especially the top guys, Ollie and Doug. And thanks for you for commentating, and thanks to the fans.
Absolutely, and there was lots of fans. They were popping off. They were showing out in drones here today. They definitely love to come watch these races, and you guys do a great job out there. So, congratulations to all the drivers. Not only our obviously our podium finishers, every single driver that showed up today put that time in. We appreciate it. Can't do it without the drivers. We can't do it without you guys, the race fans, and we can't do it without race winners like Tap here this week for round 2, ladies and gentlemen. So, massive congratulations, man, and maybe we're talking to you next week as well.
Hopefully, I hope so. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
All right, my dude. Well, again, thank you for taking some extra time to come talk to us today, and I mean, enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, these guys are awesome. We love talking to all our racers. We love seeing the new names on the podium from one season to the next. And Tap is a force to be reckoned with here this season so far, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, it wasn't too crazy of a race. It looked like maybe not the cleanest of race starts. T1 was probably a little bit mumble jumbled, but we weren't really paying attention because we had an immediate battle for first place there. But everybody did get through turn 1. And I mean, at the end of the day, it was just the guys settle into their paces and some pit stop errors and some mistakes on the racetrack. Lots of penalties handed out by our stewards here on track today. And that really did kind of change the race up for a lot of these drivers. It did space the back half of the field out a little bit. That didn't change the fact that there was some great battling between certain groups of drivers throughout the field. But at the end of the day, the action was definitely at the front of the pack. And it is Oliver Smalley for third place. It is Doug Barrow for second, and it is BR8 UTAP. BR8 UTAP? Yeah, BR8 UTAP. For first place, ladies and gentlemen. So, much love to our podium finishers. Much love to you guys, the fans. You guys came out and were just on fire today, and we really do appreciate the support, not only here at GT45 Gaming, but the GTRC. You guys have absolutely lit their YouTube channel up lately. Keep it going, everybody. You guys are doing huge things for these guys. That is why we're so involved with these guys, is to help these guys become and take that next step as an esports organization. So you guys are single-handedly helping them get there, and they massively, really massively do appreciate everything you guys, the fans, the viewers, the racers, the Discord community are doing. So keep on keeping on, ladies and gentlemen, because we're all moving forward here in 2023, and it's been some fantastic racing already early on this season. We will be back in a few hours time here on GT45 Gaming to bring another live action-packed race for everybody for one of our other great leagues that we work for here at GT45 Gaming. So stay tuned in a few hours time, 9 Eastern time specifically, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Nolander Gaming to be covering another great race here. So we appreciate everybody, to all the admin staff, to all our stewards, to all the graphics and standings and everything that happens behind the scenes. Thank you. All you volunteers really do make the world and the clock go round. We can't do it without you. We see you, we recognize you, and we appreciate you. And I mean, what else can we say? What a great race, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. I hope it looks absolutely amazing. I'm excited to go back and watch this back and compare it to some of the older streams. And yeah, I mean, we'll be back. We'll be back with more content coming to everybody live, Mondays through Sundays, ladies and gentlemen. So see y'all in a few hours. For those of you that we missed, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. If you haven't liked and shared, if you wouldn't mind doing that on the way out before we go here today, that'd be beautiful, fantastic. We appreciate it. Just helps us grow. Free to do. And if you want to keep seeing more, you're not following the pages, just hit that follow or sub button. Hit the little bell icon, turn on live notifications, and every time we go live to bring some commentary, you guys will get notified, and it gives you an opportunity to come watch it live. If you can't watch them live, that's all right. You can get them later as well at your own viewing pleasure at your own time. So thank you again, everybody, for your support. You guys are absolutely legendary. You guys are coming in and showing so much love. Really, really warms the heart. And more comms coming to all you guys in your homes, on your big screens, in high definition, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Most importantly, stay winning. And remember, folks, you all matter.